Early in life, my prospects weren't bright. The place I came from, the things that happened to me and around me, the things I had done and not done, all were pointing in a negative direction. The realities of my life weren't good, and I was getting the sense that they were only going to get worse. But from a young age, I somehow clearly understood how to bring things from the realm of ideas and feelings into the realm of material reality. At that time, I would never have thought of this as a power of wealth creation, but that's what it was. I looked at intangible thoughts as potentially tangible realities. The thoughts hadn't yet been created in the physical world, but they certainly could be created in the physical world. Most important, I somehow knew that I could make that wealth creation take place. So far, so good. But because of the environment I came from and my limited exposure to a wiser point of view, what I chose to create was not always beneficial to my well-being. Often I didn't use the things I chose to create in my own best interests or the interests of the people around me. The main thing I chose to create was very large amounts of money. I've been there and I've done that. But I don't want to distract you with stories about all the expensive cars I owned. Instead of what I owned, I want to focus on what I learned and share that knowledge with you. My personal life has had many twists and turns, but I've had a wonderful financial life. That doesn't mean there weren't setbacks, but I've learned a lot about money. And while I was learning about money, I learned a lot of hard lessons about life as well. While still in my 20s, I became a millionaire, and by that I mean I had $1 million to spend. In my 30s, I took a company public as founder, chairman, and CEO, and my net worth was about $140 million. Also in my 30s, that company I founded went bankrupt in the dot-com crisis, and I went completely broke. Actually, I was more than broke. I was $6 million in debt, mostly due to the taxes and fees that come with ownership of a publicly traded company. That was when I was 37 years old. At 38, I started my next company. I sold that company only 3 years later for a total of $89 million. There are truths about human nature that I didn't know when I was starting out, which took many years to discover. I have now been fortunate enough to learn those truths, even if I often had to be taught the hard way. There are also principles of wealth building that I intuitively understood to some extent then, and that I'm now able to communicate. This book's title, Truthenomics, combines two elements. It's about personal truth and personal finance, as well as how, perhaps unexpectedly, those two concepts are intertwined.